Hello, class. I just wanted to touch base with you as we go into week 2 in our professional ethics class. And I want to make sure that everyone has got the right book. This is the book that you're going to be using. It's Meeting the Ethical Challenges of Leadership. Couldn't get the words out just now. And what better way to talk about leadership than on a day like today, which is Martin Luther King Day, the day we remember this great leader on the spiritual front, on the Civil Rights Act front, on the humanitarian front. So I hope that you did enjoy your day off and you're ready to get back to work tomorrow and remember the character of Dr. Martin Luther King as you get back to work. So this week, we got a little bit of catching up to do because I think some of you may not have your book yet, or you're waiting for it to come in and you're waiting for it to come in, or you have your book and you haven't really gotten into it yet. We need to catch up through chapter 4. The chapters are pretty straightforward reading. They're not really that long, and it really lends itself to skim reading because it's not like reading physics or chemistry or something like that. And as a non-science major, that is like foreign language to me. But talking about the leader's character, the book really does a nice job of talking about wisdom and knowledge, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence. That the leader is able to look at the bigger picture and connect the dots in a better way. Also, it talks about courageous followership and practicing temperance and humility. Humility is a strong characteristic for an individual to have. And I'm going to give you an example of someone who did not have humility. I worked for 22 years for a community hospital. I left in January last year when I was 59 and a half so that I could just start working on teaching and some other things. However, the hospital had just gotten a new CEO when I left. And, you know, sometimes your feeling is not good about people. And I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I'm like, this organization's not going in a direction that I think is the appropriate direction. And it's time for me to branch out and do something different. So I left, as I said. Well, in December, the 3rd week of December, 4th week of December, I learned that the CEO had been terminated because he performed in a way that created dysfunction and a discrepancy or disparity and some bad feelings with the physicians. And when you're the CEO of a hospital, you have to have the physicians on your side. And he discounted the physicians, and it cost him his job, a very high-paying job. So I don't want to gossip about him, but I'm just using him as an example of leadership gone wrong because he's a very smart person, a lot of potential, had been CEO of other hospitals, but he chose the wrong battle. So that's part of the character of a leader is choosing the right battle and operating out of wisdom and operating out of compassion, not for your own self-righteousness or your own ego or your self-esteem, but working for the betterment of others because there are a lot of people in this community that depend on a hospital. And when you think about patients first, you don't create problems with the people who care for the patients. So that's my point on that. The second chapter, second chapter this week, chapter 4, is combating evil. And it talks about the faces of evil. And we see that all the time. It talks about the mass shootings in California, Colorado, South Carolina, Oregon. We saw that a year or so ago in Baton Rouge, which hit close to home, where 2 police officers were ambushed. We see that in a lot of different ways. So evil comes with many faces, and it can become accepted if people make excuses for it. So it talks about facing evil and what to do at breaking the cycle of evil. And then it talks about forgiveness, the forgiveness process. So seeking forgiveness, but this, and as this part of your discussion this week, does being forgiving mean that you are obligated to forget? Because the Bible does say we are to forgive 70 times 7, which would be 490, and then times 7 again, whichever number that would be. Talks about spirituality and leadership and respect for others. So that's what we're talking about this week. So you have a discussion question and you do have an assignment this week. Make sure you get your assignment done in a timely fashion and you upload it into the Brightspace module. Now, this may be the first class that you guys have taken online. The way online works is your discussion questions take the place of your classroom time. So that's why it's important for you to answer the questions and to respond to each other. I know the classes are very small, so it's going to be you're responding in a small group, and I'm going to respond to you. So make sure that you stay up to date on the discussion questions. I will do a video each week, just like I'm doing today. Ordinarily, I do it on Sunday. I did it on Monday this week. But this is important because I share information with you. I'm also available if you need to reach me by phone or by email or by text message. You have my phone number. It's on the syllabus and in the course information. Feel free to reach out to me. As I said, I'm not working a full-time job, so I'm home most of the day. And if I'm even out and about, feel free to, I'll answer the phone. So feel free to call me anytime. What I did want to show you to wrap up is, I'm going to reach over. I'm going to show you something I made this week. I'm experimenting too. So my best friend and I, we've come up with this idea. And our motto, and this is going to be backwards for you, I think. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. So that's the back of the shirt. This is the front of the shirt. That's our motto. Whatever you can be kind. Be kind to others. And I think you guys are, and you practice that. But be kind. And that's what I wanted you guys to take away. To make sure that you're catching up with the book. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will be in touch with you. Take care. Bye-bye.